Hello and welcome and namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says India has the right to defend itself from terrorism, as thus no one can dictate how it exercises its defence. India's Cabinet Secretary, along with other top secretaries, briefed the media about the success of Prime Minister Modi's governance initiative Pragati, saying its the biggest beneficiary has been the roads and highways sector. And Donald Trump says the United States is locked and loaded to respond if Iran kills protesters, prompting Tehran to warn that US intervention would destabilize the region. Union Cabinet Secretary T.V. Somanathan held a press briefing today on India's Pragati at 50, institutionalizing proactive and tech-enabled governance. Speaking about the objectives of the Pragati platform, the Cabinet Secretary informed that Pragati mechanism deploys a technology-based platform for project monitoring, citizens' grievance redressal and reviewing scheme implementation through active collaboration of central ministries and state governments.
The objective of Pragati is to improve center-center and center-state coordination in order to, firstly, fast-track critical infrastructure projects which face issues and bottlenecks. Secondly, improve the outcomes in flagship schemes which may be showing suboptimal performance or which might require structural reforms. And thirdly, assess and resolve important categories of citizen grievances across various sectors of the government.
The Cabinet Secretary also informed that Prime Minister chairs Pragati review meetings directly with Chief Secretaries of States and Secretaries of Central Ministries. 50 such review meetings have been held so far over the course of over 10 years.
At the apex of the Pragati system, the Prime Minister personally chairs Pragati review meetings. In these meetings, he deals directly with Chief Secretaries of all the states and the Secretaries of all central departments and ministries who come together at these reviews to address issues in specific projects or schemes. 50 such review meetings have been held so far, and the 50th was held day before yesterday, which is why we are here to brief you today.
The Cabinet Secretary also informed about 3,300 projects of over 85 lakh crore rupees in value have been reviewed over the last 10 years. 61 government schemes have also been reviewed.
The portfolio of projects that the Pragati system has handled, so it has accelerated implementation of both projects and welfare schemes. It's not confined to projects, it covers programs, schemes also. But in terms of projects, it has so far covered over 3,300 projects worth 85 lakh crores. This includes both projects which had a problem and projects which did not have a problem. 61 government schemes other than projects have also been reviewed in Pragati. They include schemes such as the One Nation, One Ration Card, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the PM Swanidhi Yojana, and the Swachh Bharat Mission. These are just examples of the 61 that have been covered.
Over 90% of problems or issues have been resolved through Pragati. That's what the Cabinet Secretary also said. Now, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that India will exercise the right to defend itself from terrorism and that no one can dictate how India exercises its defence. Speaking at the inauguration of the Shastra 2026 IIT Madras Techno Entertainment Fest in Chennai on Friday, the minister said that India will do whatever is required to defend itself.
Malaysia, collaborating.
When you have bad neighbors, and if you look to the one to the west, if a country decides that they will deliberately, persistently, unrepentantly continue with terrorism, we have a right to defend our people against terrorism. We will exercise that right. How we exercise that right is up to us. You know, nobody can tell us what we should do or not. We will do whatever we have to do to defend ourselves. It's a common sense proposition.
The minister also highlighted India's deep-rooted belief system and noted that while Western-dominated world culture once overshadowed many traditions, diversity is now re-emerging.
I think it's non-Western, and it's important for us to explain to the West that, look, there was a period of distortion where the natural diversity of the world was suppressed, and that diversity is now returning. That diversity will coexist with the West. In many ways, it would actually reinforce a lot of things the West believes in. It was our decision to opt for a democratic political model, which actually made the very idea of democracy as a universal political concept.
In Iran, clashes between protesters and security forces across several cities have left at least 7 people dead as protests over worsening economic conditions spread nationwide. Iran's fast news agency reported that some protesters in Doordarshan threw stones at government buildings, a mosque and banks, prompting the police to respond with tear gas. It added that buildings suffered serious damage and that police detained several individuals. In Azna, the agency reported that rioters exploited a demonstration to assault a police station. Separately, news agency Tasneem said authorities in Tehran arrested 30 people accused of public order offences. Deputy Governor of Doordarshan province, Syed Purali, said that 13 police officers and Basij members were injured by stone pelting during demonstrations in Kudasht. The protest began in Tehran on Sunday, where shopkeepers went on strike over high prices and economic stagnation and depreciation of the currency, and have since spread to other parts of the nation. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian on Thursday acknowledged that failings by the authorities were behind the crisis in Iran.
People are dissatisfied. We are at fault. You are at fault. Do not go after America as the one to blame. Do not go after, I don't know, some other person. It is we who must serve, and they must be satisfied with us. It is we who must properly manage our resources. It is we who must find a way and solve the problem. It is we who must make the efforts and find solution to these problems for them.
And US President Donald Trump on Friday said that if Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, the United States of America will come to their rescue. Posting on Truth Social, he said, and I quote, "We are locked and loaded and ready to go." Meanwhile, in response to Trump, Iran's foreign ministry has said that Iranians will not allow any foreign interference. Saudi airstrikes then hit a UAE-backed separatist military camp in Yemen's Hadramaut province on Friday, causing deaths and injuries. 7 airstrikes hit the camp in Al-Qasa, said Mohammed Abdul Malik, head of the Southern Transitional Council in Wadi Hadramaut and Hadramaut Desert, adding that a ground attack was repelled. The airstrikes killed 7 people and left more than 20 others wounded. Earlier, the Saudi-backed governor of Yemen's Hadramaut province said he would launch a peaceful operation to take back military positions from STC, but that the actions were not a declaration of war. The move marks the latest escalation in war-torn Yemen, where a rift between Gulf power Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates has been playing out since December. Saudi Arabia urged the UAE-backed group to pull back its forces after seizing key areas and government offices. Aden Airport was also closed, disrupting flights despite limited arrivals earlier in the day. The move highlights growing tensions in a country already divided by years of civil war. And Saudi Arabia's ambassador to Yemen has said on Friday that Ayarda al-Zubaydi, the leader of Yemen's UAE-backed Southern Transitional Council, refused landing permission the previous day for a plane carrying a Saudi delegation to Aden. Zubaydi issued directives to close air traffic at Aden Airport. The ambassador, Mohammed Al-Jaber, added in a post on X. Flights were halted on Thursday at Yemen's Aden International Airport, the main international gateway for regions of the country outside Houthi control. A South Korean court has issued a fresh arrest warrant for ex-President Yoon Suk-yeol on Friday, extending the former leader's detention while facing charges linked to his 2024 attempt to impose martial law. Prosecutors indicted Yoon in November on several charges of aiding the enemy, alleging that he ordered drone flights over North Korea to strengthen his effort to declare military rule. The arrest warrant for that case was set to expire on the 18th of January, but Friday's order extended by a maximum of 6 months. Yoon has been in custody for months while several criminal trials take place. He briefly suspended civilian rule in South Korea on the 3rd of December 2024, prompting massive protests and a showdown in parliament. He was officially removed from office in April last year. The Ukrainian army said on Friday it only hit military targets a day after Russia accused Kyiv of firing drones at a hotel and cafe in Ukraine's occupied south, killing 27 people. Russian authorities in the region said that those killed were revelers celebrating the New Year and that 2 of the dead were children, describing the incident as a terrorist act. The hotel where Moscow says the strike took place lies in Korle, a Black Sea resort town that the Russian army has occupied since early 2022. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in New Year's Eve address late Wednesday that US brokered peace deal was 90% ready, though the most important issue of territory remains unresolved. Let's also get you some more international updates. A major fire tore through the historic 19th century neo-Gothic Wandelkerk church in Amsterdam early on Thursday, destroying large sections of the building. Emergency services responded shortly after midnight as flames engulfed the structure. Police and fire officials said the cause of the fire is under investigation. Heavy lake effect snow blanketed the city of Syracuse in central New York on Thursday after a winter storm swept through the region. National Weather Service said such snowfall is common when cold air passes over the relatively warm waters of the Great Lakes. The European Central Bank illuminated its Frankfurt headquarters in Bulgaria's national colors to mark the country's entry into the Eurozone. Bulgaria became the 21st nation to adopt the euro on New Year's Day, nearly 2 decades after joining the European Union. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. India's first bullet train to be launched on the 15th of August 2027 between Mumbai and Ahmedabad. And Argentina begins its 2026 United Cup campaign with a 2-0 win over Spain.
From monsoons to winters, seasons have now become unpredictable. So today let's meet people who, despite the challenges of change, are working towards a better future.
I started working in waste management and focused on reducing polythene use to protect the environment.
Within 6 months, all the other plants turned into manure, but this one plant was still blooming. So that was a big motivation for me to start Only Adenium.
If we can continue this initiative, we hope by 2050 to see a green belt along the entire coastline.
When you're surrounded by asphalt, concrete, glass, and these run-of-the-mill buildings that are becoming more and more alike, then of course people will want to create a more natural, more livable niche here and there.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate a landmark cultural exposition titled The Light and the Lotus, Relics of the Awakened One at the Rai Pithoda Cultural Complex in New Delhi on the 3rd of January, which is on Saturday. In a post on X, the Prime Minister Modi said that The 3rd of January would be a special day for those passionate about history, culture and the ideals of Bhagwan Buddha, adding that the Grand International Exposition of Sacred Piprava relics will be inaugurated at 11 a.m. at the Rai Pithora Cultural Complex. This expedition underscores India's enduring civilizational connection with the teachings of the Buddha and its commitment to preserving and presenting its rich spiritual heritage. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh addressed a press conference on achievements of the Ministry of Science and Technology and the Ministry of Earth Sciences in 2025. The minister highlighted how India's economic growth in the coming years will primarily be technology-driven. He also spoke about the role of unexplored sectors and their contribution to India's GDP growth, saying that technological advancement will help realize the vision of Developed India 2047.
Entire future growth of the country is going to be technology-driven, going to be innovation-driven. When we move on from rank 4, finally, to rank 1, the entire value addition to our economy is going to be A, from the sectors which were being explored, but not to the fullest extent. B, through sectors which were hardly explored or almost unexplored. And therefore, these are now the, I think, areas that we are keenly looking forward to. And if we succeed, we may not even have to wait for 2047.
Addressing the 104th Foundation Day event of Bhopal's Nobel's University in Udaipur, Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh spoke on what Foundation Day means for an institution.
साथियों, किसी भी संस्थान का फाउंडेशन डे केवल अतीत को याद करने का यह अवसर नहीं है, बल्कि भविष्य में और भी बेहतर करने और उत्कृष्ट प्रदर्शन करने की प्रतिबद्धता को यह दोहराने का यह दिन है। और मैं इस संस्थान को भविष्य में शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में उत्कृष्ट प्रदर्शन के लिए अपनी हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
Now, the state of Maharashtra has achieved a major milestone in the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project. The state's first mountain tunnel has successfully achieved a breakthrough in Palghar district, marking the completion of excavation work for the tunnel. Take a look.
The Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project achieved a historic breakthrough in Palghar district of Maharashtra, marking a significant step forward in India's first high-speed rail corridor. Maharashtra's first mountain tunnel has successfully achieved its breakthrough in the rugged Sahyadri mountain range. The tunnel is nearly 1.48 kilometers long and is located between the under-construction Virar and Boisar bullet train stations. The tunnel has an overhead mountain cover of about 170 meters, making it one of the most challenging sections of the project. Excavation work was carried out simultaneously from both ends of the tunnel to speed up construction. After around 18 months of continuous work, engineers achieved the breakthrough, completing a crucial phase of tunneling.
Right now, I'm at the Palghar district, and you can see just behind me one of the important tunnel breakthrough. This is Maharashtra's first mountain tunnel, which has successfully achieved breakthrough for the bullet train project in Maharashtra, and one of the longest mountain tunnel for the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project here.
The tunnel has been constructed using the new Austrian tunneling method. It's an advanced technique that allows real-time monitoring of geological conditions. The Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train corridor includes 8 mountain tunnels. Out of these, 7 are located in Palghar district of Maharashtra, while 1 is in Gujarat's Valsad district. Construction work on the remaining tunnels is currently underway. Project authorities have stated that all safety norms are being strictly followed during the operations. The successful breakthrough in Palghar is expected to accelerate work on other sections of the bullet train project. India's Railway Minister Ashnavi Vaishnav believes that the bullet train project has introduced a new way of working, setting higher benchmarks for quality and technology in India's infrastructure sector.
भारत में ये टेक्नोलॉजी प्रॉपर जब अपने यहाँ एब्जॉर्ब हो गई, कंप्लीट इसका मोल्ड, इसको किस तरह से मशीनें जो ये ऊपर ये आप देख रहे हो मशीन, ये मशीनें, इसको लिफ्ट करने वाली मशीनें, इसको मूव करने वाली मशीनें, ये सारी की सारी मशीनें भारत में डिज़ाइन हुई और भारत में ही बनी। टेक्नोलॉजी शुरू में समझने के लिए हमें बाहर जाना पड़ा, लेकिन उसके तुरंत बाद में सभी मशीनें, सभी डिज़ाइन भारत में हुई। और अब जापान की जो टीम है, उनका कहना है कि अगली बार जापान में जो प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे वो ये टेक्नोलॉजी अब जापान भी लेके जाएंगे।
He also added that the project reflects India's growing technological self-reliance with complex machines and designs now being developed indigenously.
तो प्रधानमंत्री जी का हमेशा एक बड़ा इसमें गाइडेंस ये था कि हमें नए काम करने का नया तरीका इससे सीखना है और क्वालिटी और टेक्नोलॉजी का एक नया पैरामीटर सेट करना है, एक नया पैमाना सेट करना है। इस प्रोजेक्ट की ये बहुत बड़ा एक फैक्टर है।
India's first high-speed rail project aims to significantly reduce travel time between Mumbai and Ahmedabad and improve connectivity, economic growth and infrastructure development in the region.
Going forward, we may see that the bullet train will soon see the day of light and will complete its project. The Mumbai-Ahmedabad people will definitely get a chance to ride the bullet train in a very short span time in the near future. Shri Sula for Today India, Mumbai.
Let's now get you some sporting updates as well. Let's first talk about tennis. Well, Argentina kicked off their 2026 United Cup campaign with a 2-0 win over Spain in the Group A opener on Friday. Argentina picked up the first team win of 2026 thanks to singles victories by Sebastian Baez and Solana Sierra. Sebastian Baez beat Jaume Munar in straight sets to give Argentina 1-0 lead. With this victory, the Argentine secured his first top 50 since last February. In the women's singles that followed, Solana Sierra secured a win over Jessica Buzas Manerio, setting the tone for Argentina to advance out of the group stage for the first time in 3 tournament appearances. Australia's long-time opening batsman Usman Khawaja called time on his international career by announcing his retirement on Friday. The left-handed batter confirmed that the upcoming 5th and final Ashes Test at the SCG, the Sydney Cricket Ground, would be his final game in international cricket. The 39-year-old made his Test debut at the same ground in the final match of the 2010-11 Ashes series, completing a full-circle moment. Here's more.
I'm here to announce today that I'll be retiring from all international cricket after the SCG Test match.
Australia's long-time opening batter Usman Khawaja has announced his retirement from international cricket, confirming that the 5th and final Ashes Test against England in Sydney will be his last appearance for the national side. The 39-year-old made the emotional announcement on Friday during a press conference at the Sydney Cricket Ground with his family by his side. Khawaja will fittingly bow out at his home ground, the very venue he made his Test debut against England back in 2011. Khawaja became a symbol of diversity in Australian cricket. He hopes his journey inspires children who feel like outsiders or have been told they'll never succeed.
He's given me memories I'll carry forever, friendships that go well beyond the game, and lessons that shape me who I am off the field. I hope I've inspired many children along the way, particularly those who feel that they are different, those who feel that they don't belong, or those others tell that they will never make it. I felt all these things growing up and trying to be an Australian cricketer. But seeing is believing, and I'm here to tell you that you can do whatever you want. You just got to keep trying.
Across formats, Khawaja has scored over 8,000 international runs, featuring in 87 tests, 40 ODIs and 90 T20Is. He was part of Australia's World Test Championship winning squad in 2023 and was named ICC Men's Test Cricketer of the Year in the same season. One of the most remarkable chapters of his career came late, when Khawaja revived his Test fortunes at the age of 35, smashing twin centuries against England at the SCG in 2022. In the ongoing Ashes series, Australia lead 3-1 and have already retained the urn. Khawaja featured in the opening test before a back spasm ruled him out of the second innings. He missed the Brisbane Test and later returned out of position in Adelaide following an injury to Steve Smith. As Australia prepare for the final test in Sydney from Sunday, The focus will not only be on the result, but also on bidding farewell to one of the most respected figures in modern Australian cricket. Sports Desk, DD India.
And there's more for cricket. Seamer Matthew Potts and a spinner Shoaib Bashir were included in a 12-man England squad on Friday for the 5th Ashes Test against Australia. The final decision on who gets the nod in the 11 is likely after a better look at the wicket. Potts is the only unused seamer from the tourists' original 16-man squad and gets his chance after Gus Atkinson limped off with a hamstring issue in the 4th Test at Melbourne. Fellow quicks Jofra Archer and Mark Wood have similarly succumbed to injury. Wood only played the first Test at Perth, while Archer was ruled out after the 3rd Test in Adelaide with a side strain. Bashir was considered England's top tweaker when the team arrived, but he is yet to play, with spinning all-rounder Will Jacks preferred. And that's all we have for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. Just scan the QR code and download the app right away. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.